A special welcome to those who come from far afield. I know we've got representatives from California, New Zealand, Tennessee, all over. Welcome anyway. These are very special occasions. It's a time when two people decide to put resources become the start of a new family. So let us celebrate this very special occasion for very special people, Rob and Emma. When people, I can't compete. When people get together and form a company, or a society, or a marriage, there's usually some sort of common background, interest, or ambition that helps them get it off the ground and get it going. It might be worthwhile us having a look to see what common background there is between Emma and Rob. And Rob, I will be asking questions. Well, Emma was born in Surrey and spent the first 2 years of her life in the little county of Rutland, home of Rutherdsale, for those who don't know. The next couple of years were spent in Malta, which she spent most of her time studying and socialising on the beach and enjoying life in general. And it was there she showed the first signs of never being at a loss when faced with trivialities. Our normal Saturday routine was always to go out as a family, go down the road, go to the bank, get the wherewithal for the shopping, because that was before credit cards and things like that. And then we go and do the shops, back home and then the beach. Well, there's one particular occasion, she was nagging me to buy her something that I didn't want to buy her. And I thought I'd clinched the argument when I said, I haven't got the money. And she said, well, we can go to the bank and buy something. And after Malta, we lived in Cyprus for a spell. And there she became a connoisseur of kebabs and barbecues and the finest local wines. Then a spell in Herefordshire, and then about 3 years in Anglesey, I think it was, and 5 in Norfolk. And that took us to the end of my Air Force career anyway. So after Norfolk, we went up to Aberdeen, a couple of years there, and then full circle back to Surrey. And it was then that she finished her education in Florence, where she went to study art and Italian. And I'm told worked very hard at it. In fact, her hard work and her flatmate's hard work got to the news of got to the attention of You magazine, who sent a special team out there to do a scoop on them. And there were pictures and everything in the magazine showing how hard they were working on each other. Fame at last. Anyway, after that she did do a bit of hard work. She went to University of Aberdeen and got a master's degree, so I guess there was a little bit of hard work in between times. And somehow that qualified her to become a publicist in the BBC, television and other television companies, which she did for some time, and then eventually decided a few years back to change course and become a teacher. So not just any old teacher, but a religious education teacher. Now, you might think it's a bit incongruous, but if you look carefully, there is the halo there. Anyway, talking about school, it does remind me of a little story. Little Johnny was not doing too well at school, and his folks were a bit worried about him, so they decided they were going to send him to this very strict Catholic school with a reputation for discipline, high academic achievement, and so on. And old they sent him to the school. And after the first day, he came back from school rushed upstairs into his room, slammed the door, and that was the last heard of him for some time. Well, his parents thought, they tiptoed upstairs, had a look to see what was happening, and he was beaving away there, not a sound, backed out, kept into it, and this went on for the rest of the term. So, at the end of the term, the school report came. With trepidation, they opened it. The results were very good. And his worst subject, mathematics, he had an A+. So they said, Johnny, how did you manage that? Well, he said, when I first went to the school and I saw that nailed that fellow to the plus sign, I realised he was serious about maths. How about a leisure activity? Alice spent quite a bit of her time scuba diving and skydiving. I think if we were meant to do that sort of thing, it could have been called with feathers and things. And
you're a pilot?
Having been in the Air Force, I am a firm believer that an aeroplane had at least 2 engines, both turning and making lots of noise. The only excuse to leave one is when they are silent. Silent engines are anathema and to be avoided at all costs. Now I told her this, but she went and jumped out of an aeroplane several times. There's nothing wrong with it, it's service and aircraft. How silly can you get? Well, one day, the wind wasn't quite favourable and she came down and she did a lousy landing, broke her ankle. And I told her that this was going to happen, something like this. Now we all know that anybody can do a rough landing now and again. But we always said that if you could walk away from it, it was a good landing. Well, she didn't quite walk away from it, but she was bloody hopping mad afterwards. If anybody wants a second-hand parachute, talk to me and come back to my knee.
No, I sold it.
Now, what about Robert? Yes. Robert. When we heard that Emma had a new love in her life and that his name was Rob May, and he had a brother called James May, and Robert drove a fast car, we actually sort of put 2 and 2 together and thought James May, Top Gear, friend with that Henry Betsy guy, Clarkson, Jennifer Clarkson. It was an honest mistake. So, never mind. Yeah.